Hey guys, hope you're having a great day. I just want to start this video off with some disclaimers. Got the Golf R here with the completed timing belt. I tried my best to film a video, but I missed out on a couple big things. So I'll probably pop in here and there after I've already done it to try and explain some things, because I forgot to either record something, or maybe I didn't record anything at all, or didn't do a good job of recording it. So I'll pop in here and there to kind of explain things a little more, but I also want to tell you that this is a very hard job, and I had a master tech to help me when I needed help. Shout out to Jake at P3. He was there to help me if I needed any help, which I needed his help several times. You'll notice me saying I'm gonna get help with this. That's because he would do it for me because I didn't feel comfortable doing it. So, if you're not really comfortable doing this, definitely I recommend taking it to a shop and just paying the money. It's definitely worth it, because you do not want to mess something up with the timing and skip timing or something and then have to buy a new engine or buy a new head or something like that. So definitely only do this if you're comfortable doing it, and just use this video as a reference. I wouldn't use this video as a tutorial. I'll also link a bunch of other references that I used in the description. Like I said, I couldn't find any videos that have anything on the MK6 R specifically on how to change the timing belt, so that's why I made this video. But just use this as a reference. Disclaimer, I'm not a master tech. I don't really know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing to a certain extent, but make sure you follow a manual and don't take my word as gospel. Please, 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 please only do this if you are capable of doing it. I'm not responsible if you screw up your engine. Just remember that if you aren't like a certified master tech, don't do this, or if you're not comfortable, don't do this. But this is just if you're crazy like me and want to do it yourself, save a little more, over $1,000 from the shop, and you want to do it yourself, you can use this video as a reference. But let's jump right into it. What's up guys, hopefully you're having a great day. I'm gonna be doing a quick video, not really a quick video, but a tutorial video, because I haven't been able to find one on a MK6 Golf R on how to change the timing belt. So I literally couldn't find anything online anywhere, and if you have a MK6 R, you're probably saying the same thing. I haven't been able to find anything on this car specifically, so I'm going to try my best to document this to a certain extent. Don't know how well I'll do. I'm not the best at making videos, but I'm going to try my best to document everything. So if you have a MK6 R, to start off, make sure you have a timing belt kit, which mine is somewhere. I'll have to find it. I don't know what I did with it. But to start off, make sure you have a timing belt and everything ordered already. This is a big job, so you want to make sure you have everything. So first, to start off, you're going to want to take your cover off. So, and if you haven't taken the cover off, you just take these things off. These two things, they clip off like that. You're going to want to undo your MAF sensor. You just pull back on this little tab here, move that to the side, and then you'll need some hose clamps to pull these down or pull it up, and then you'll yank on this and take this off. So take this off first, and I'll catch up back with you when I have all this off. Alright, so I got the cover off. Just took it off. It's over there. Now that you have access to all this, you'll probably leave these things behind. You'll have to make sure you take those off and put them back on when you are reinstalling. But you could probably move this out of the way a little bit, push this out of the way. I'll figure that out when I have two hands. But now that you have this off, if you don't have a lift, make sure you jack it up. I have a lift though. But take the wheel off, and then there's a lot of bolts that run all this fender liner up here. So you're gonna want to take all these bolts off and then rip this fender liner off, so you can have access to all this when you're changing everything that needs to be changed. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'll get back with you guys. Okay, also I forgot one thing. These are all T25s, all these bolts that connect the wheel liner. And then you're also gonna wanna, if you have this still on your car, take off the under tray. And there's a bunch of bolts that go along the line. They're probably rusty, so be easy with them. But take this big under tray off, and this wheel liner, and potentially this one. I'm not sure. I'll see if I need to take this off. This is an access hole for something, so hopefully this will help us at some point, but I'm doing this for the first time too. Like I said, I couldn't really find anything, so that's why I'm making the video myself. But yes, take the wheel liner off, take the under tray off, and we'll go from there. Okay, now that you have, I have the under tray and the wheel liner out, you can see we have access to the timing right here. There's these triple squares, and then the bracket here. Then we have access to everything, as well as access to everything from this side. So, as I suspected, we'll have to take this off, which just have these little clamps here, or these little things that you pull off here, and then these two bolts, and then probably another one of these clamps up here. You can leave this one on. But I'm gonna look online, see what our next step is, and then I'll get back. We'll probably take this off. This potentially drain the coolant too, even though my car's a little hot, so we'll see, but I'll get back with you guys. All right, so the next thing you're gonna need to do is remove this bucket. And I took the cap off slowly to release the pressure. I'm gonna put it back on because I'm about to move it. So to reseal it, you're gonna wanna take this hose clamp off, or just take some needle nose, pull this off, and then unplug this, which you just push down on this with your finger, and then it comes right off. Real simple. Move that to the side. And then you're gonna wanna undo this, like I said, undo this, and then undo these bolts right here, and then you can pick this tank up and move it to the side. That's what I'm about to do right now. So with the coolant tank, there are actually two torques right here that I forgot to mention. This one right here, and this one right here. And if I had to guess, they're probably T25s. So let's see. And I was right. Just buzz these off real quick. Oops, don't strip them. It's not something you want to deal with. And then move this tank out of the way once you get these bolts out. I'll catch up with you guys with the next step. I'm trying to keep this short. Okay, so now that you have your coolant bottle moved over to the side, you literally just grab it and move it to the side. This thing will move with it. And then you can take your washer fluid thing out, but I could not get this off to save my life, so I just zip tied it. I'll just work around it, it's fine. Now would be a good time to drain your coolant, but I ran my car recently, so this is really hot. So I'm going to try and wait as long as I can till I drain that coolant, probably until I actually take the water pump off. I'll drain the coolant. But now you think next after that will be removing these. Unfortunately, these are going to be really scary to take off, but I'll figure it out. Okay, so I am going to have someone help me with these. But for now, I'm going to loosen the tensioner and then take the belt off. I just marked which way it went. I don't know if that really will matter. I think I have a new one, I'm not sure. But you just grab a wrench, pull this back, release the tension, and then you can just yoink this belt out really quick. And then there's 3 bolts. There's these 2, and then there's one down here somewhere that needs to come off, and then we can pull this tensioner off to give us some more space. So that's what I'm gonna do next. Okay, quick interruption. I'm trying to take the tensioner off, and you'll see, get the light in here. This bolt like doesn't come out because of the tensioner thing is here, and even if you move it down and hold it with a with like a screw or something, it still won't come out, so I just left that in there. But real quick, I'm gonna go under the car. There's 3 bolts for the tensioner, and if you look under here, see if I can get this on film. Bolt is right there. Might be hard to see, but yeah, the bolt is right there behind the actual pulley itself. Yeah, so this is really tough. I'll let you know how I get it, but that one is back behind there somehow. I think I'm just gonna get a really long wrench and get that off, but that bolt is really hard to get, and you'll probably have to get it from underneath. So that's what I'm going to try. All right, so after getting the tensioner finally out, see that bolt behind here, I realize that I'm an idiot, because if you turn this to the side and lock it here, it pushes this bolt out and it's not in the way. So I'm the idiot. I just spent 30 minutes taking this tensioner out, going like, going like this much at a time with this thing. And I feel like an idiot now because I could have just moved it to the side. So, but now you guys know. So make sure you move that to the side so you can get the tensioner out easier. But now that this is out, grab the other tensioner ball and put this over here. I keep track of stuff. Oh gosh, so now that the tensioner's out and the belt is out, starting to see more access. So now, let's go ahead and take this pipe out. Take these little hose clips and just kind of pry this little clip out like that. You can kind of get this clip off. See it moving there? You can get this clip off. All you gotta do is slide it out for a second. Oops. Okay. Slide it out for a second, and then you should be able to get this pipe off. But once you slide these out, they'll just pop off or pop out. You can undo these, do these first, and take this off of here. I believe these are T30s. So I will go ahead and do that, and then I will get back with you guys. All right, so I went and got some lunch. Now I'm back. I got the car really far up, but took these out of the camshaft pulley. Mine won't come off right now, but I'll get it later when I need it to come off. Take those bolts off. And now you need to take this coolant line off that runs in front of the timing cover. And I just undid this clamp and moved it off. And I'm going to take this off. And then after that, I'm going to get some help get these off. And then we should be ready to jack the motor up after we take all these bolts off for this timing cover, and then we are ready to go. So after you get the engine mount off and take out the bracket, well, you actually won't, there'll be a bracket that connects to the block from the engine mount. It's gonna be really tough to get out. I can actually show it to you right here on my Golf R, which is completed. It is this thing right here. It is very hard to get out, and you're gonna wanna take this cover off like I mentioned in the video first, and then as you get these bolts out, there's 3 bolts for this bracket after you take the engine mount off. Take this to get this bracket out. There's a lower timing belt cover that has to come off. So take those bolts off, take that cover out, and then this will be able to come out. This bracket will come out. It'll be really hard. You might have to jack the engine up and lower the engine a little bit to get it out, but I promise you'll get it eventually. Just stay strong. It took me like 10 minutes to get it out. It might take you longer, it might take you shorter, but good luck. So yes. Okay, well, I didn't do the best recording, but I got everything marked up. You can see marked while it was on the sprocket. Got those marked up, which everything seems to be lined up. I went down there, that one had moved. And then marked 2 on the top, and then 1 on the bottom. Just took the tensioner out, and I'm gonna take these pulleys out. Or not pulleys, but idler pulleys. You can see this one doesn't really, the bearing's not the best. And this one is making a lot of noise. Listen to that. Not very good. Water pump is good though. even though I do have another one. I'm gonna change this, but good thing we're changing it. Okay, so once you have the bracket out and you have the timing covers off, everything will be exposed, and you'll see everything. You'll see the camshaft, sprocket, and the crankshaft. Everything will be exposed, and you'll see the belt. First thing you're going to want to take off is, obviously, you want to take the belt off eventually, but before you do anything, take the belt, and I'll lay this down on the ground. Take the belt and mark the camshaft, sprocket, and the original belt 2 times. One, then don't mark it, then mark a tooth. And then you're also going to want to make sure that the engine is at TDC. So make sure the timing marks on the camshaft and the crankshaft pulley actually match up, and make sure the engine's in TDC, top dead center. If you don't know what that means, just, Google it. You probably shouldn't be doing this job, but make sure the engine's at TDC. And then once that's at TDC, then you can mark the belt. So mark it twice on the top, and then mark it once on the bottom. That way you know what's the top and what's the bottom. And then once you've done that, once you've actually marked the belt, you'll see this looking thing. This is the old one that was on it, and I did not tell you how to take this off in the video, but there's going to be a nut here. You're going to want to loosen this nut a little bit, loosen this nut, and then this thing is actually going to move clockwise. So you're going to get in, or counterclockwise, sorry. You're going to get in, you're going to loosen this bolt, and then literally move this thing like that. And then it will actually loosen the tension on this, and you can actually loosen this bolt all the way up. Once you've loosened the tension, take this nut all the way off, and you can now take the belt off of the car. Now this is when it gets crucial. Don't touch anything. If anything moves, it's okay. You can find other videos on how to actually fix it if your car does come out of time, but just take the new belt and then set it on top of this. I'll link the Shop Dap video on how he changed his 1.8T TT. He goes over in really good detail on how to actually mark the timing belt up. And it's actually a good reference for the timing belt change on this car too, because they're super similar. But mark up the new belt like this, and then get it on the timing belt in the same spot, and make sure these line up to your actual markings on the actual cam sprocket, and then the cam pulley, and then I'm not sure if you call those pulleys or sprockets, and then actually line these up on the actual parts on the engine. Once you get those on, obviously you're going to want to take off the other 2 pulleys. I'll push some pictures of there as well. I spin those so in the next clip. So just take those idler pulleys off, and then if you're changing the water pump, it's pretty simple. You just take it off, take the 3 bolts off, and it literally just comes out. A bunch of coolant will fall, and then you just put the new one in. Make sure you lube up this O-ring with coolant when you put the new one in. But yeah, put that in, and then you'll put this in. You'll put the 2 new pulleys in, idler pulleys, and then you'll put this new tensioner on last. Then you'll make sure you tension it, and I'll include a picture of the correct way to make sure this is tensioned correctly. And then you'll just do it. You'll do this clockwise, get it to stop, and then you'll tighten this nut all the way. But you'll have to hold this in. But yes, so that's pretty much it. Let me get back to the video.
Okay, so our top timing mark, your camera moved. You're using a different camera now. Oh, yeah, there you go. We are good. Our silver notch is lined up with our arrow. And then if you look down at the crank, just look straight down at it. And we've got our silver mark lined up with the arrow. And then now we're going to turn it over a bunch of times, and we'll see if they stay that way.
All right, so in the last clip you saw me and Jake get the car timed right. You can see we made sure that the lines still matched up on the new belt, and that the TDC markings were still TDC. We actually, and once you actually get those markings in place and you make sure that the car is actually in time, you're going to want to rotate the engine 4 times. Once you rotate the engine 4 times, because this is a 4-stroke engine, the TDC markings will be aligned after that 4th rotation, that's how you know for sure that your car is timed right. You can do it that over and over and over again. Every 4 times they'll align. That's how you know for sure you didn't mess up. So once you know for sure that the timing is correct, you can start the reassemble process. So just the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to place this metal bracket that holds the engine mount in first, and just set it in place so that it wiggles around. Don't bolt anything in yet. Then you're going to want to bolt in the bottom timing cover bracket, and then you're going to want to put in the top timing cover bracket. Once you get those 2 timing cover brackets in, or timing covers in, you're going to bolt them all down, and then you're going to want to bolt in this bracket for the engine mount. Once you get this in, I'll put the torque specs at the end of this video. Torque the bolts correctly. Then you're going to want to lower the engine down on your engine jack to the point where you can get these bolts in. So you're going to want to place the engine mount back in, and you're going to want to tighten these. I just did it with an air gun. You can torque them to the correct specs. I'll put the torque specs down here. There's these 2 bolts, and then there's these 2 bolts. So once you get that in, you're almost home free. You just got to reconnect these 3 fuel lines. You're going to reconnect this coolant line here. You're going to want to bring over the coolant bottle, put the coolant bottle back, and then bolt everything up basically the same way you took it apart, and you are golden. So once you get everything back together, you can go ahead and start it, and everything should be good. I know it seems really, really simple, but it really just is that simple. Oh, make sure you put the tensioner back on for the serpentine belt, and then put a new serpentine belt on. That way everything is good to go. Oh, and don't forget to put back that turbo inlet pipe. Pretty much just same thing, reverse as removal. You should be good to go. So once everything's done, you just go ahead and start your car, and you are good to go. Make sure you fill up coolant, do all that stuff. Like I said, just kind of use this as a reference video. I will link in the description everything that I used. I used a couple videos and a couple forum posts for me to reference during my change, because I couldn't find anything on this car specifically. So I'll link those down below. Definitely watch those videos and read those forum posts before you do something, and you can use my video as well as a good reference. But like I said, please do not do this if you do not feel comfortable doing it. Please take it to a shop. I'm not responsible if you screw anything up. This is a big job, and if you screw something up, you could really genuinely mess up your engine and cause several thousands and thousands of dollars of damage. So please be smart about this. But like I said, hopefully this helps you. Hopefully you guys have a great day and you have a successful timing belt change. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment them down below. Give me a follow on Instagram too. You could DM me Risky Garage, and I can help you as much as I can. But yeah, hopefully you guys have a great day. Good luck on your timing belt change, and I wish you guys the best of luck. Thanks.